This episode is brought to you by Another Heist. Hey music makers, our passion drives our mission with our free open studio experience, helping you overcome financial hurdles so you can keep the hits coming. In our marketing package, it's not just an add-on, it's crucial for your success and ours. We're fueling the growth of the New England music scene, making it part of our core strategy, because when our community thrives, we all flourish. Join us and be a part of the movement. You see these kicks? These kicks were dirty. They were beat up, I couldn't wear them. But I got in contact with Lara Murchie at 537 Shawmut Ave, the fashion center, and he brought these beauties back to life. Get in touch with him if you need your kicks clean, your furniture done, your purses done. It ain't called the fashion center for no reason. At 537 Shawmut Ave in historic South Boston. Just tell him your boy said ya. Peace. What is going on, good people? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Say That Podcast. And y'all know the drill. Don't say this, say that. First off, I want to thank everybody who's tuned in my last episode featuring my dog, Neek Rose. That was a great episode. I'm glad to have Neek back on here for the first time in 3 years. If you haven't checked it out already, please go do so and make sure you check out his 2 freestyles that he dropped because he loves dropping off some bars. Secondly, I want to just remind everybody to make sure you hit a like and comment on this video if you're fucking with it. And as always, subscribe to this channel to help grow the platform. And as always, make sure you follow Say That on Instagram, say_that_pod. I know there's a lot of underscores. I've been trying to change it. And as always, please follow myself on Instagram, REPETE617. But this week, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say, this is one I've been looking forward to a lot. I've been having conversations with this dude about coming on here. He's been trying to get on here. I'm glad we finally linked up. Please welcome, straight from the 508 Brockton, my guy SHA. How's it going, Brody?
Appreciate you, bro. I'm good, man. I'm good. Appreciate it.
Drive up was a little tough, but you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Got hit with a little thunderstorm rain, you feel me? But we here.
That's what I mean.
Made it safe, so all that matters.
Of course. Absolutely. It's been raining mad this summer. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because every time it rains, we've been getting like a rainstorm. It ain't just been like little spritz and shit like that. We've been getting like almost like a tsunami or some shit.
I'd rather the rain, though, the summer rain versus the snow in the winter, man.
Oh, facts.
I'll let it fall, but
exactly.
I ain't looking forward to the Massachusetts winter.
Nah, that shit'll have you freaking, you'll catch a cold but 5 minutes outside, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But like I mentioned, you know, you're coming directly from one of the meccas of music in Massachusetts, Brockton, the 508. When you think about Brockton, we got a lot of names from Van Buren, my guy iFlow, we got A-Rod, the list goes on and on.
Hella people. Talented.
So how does it feel for you that, you're from there, you're making music and you're adding your name to this list of dope artists that have come from there? Yeah,
man. Shout out Brockton, bro. It's a beautiful thing, man, because we came a long way. We came a long way, man. And, it's a lot of the younger crowd right now that's pushing a lot of boundaries for us, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it feels good. It feels good, man. I just try to play my part, bro. You know what I mean? I just try to just make the music, that I want to hear, make the music I feel like, could possibly be missing. You know what I mean? Just add my little, my flavor to it. But it feels dope, man, because, like you said, bro, I believe, we definitely going to be the next cometh, you know what I'm saying? I definitely believe that. So, yeah, it's an honor, bro. I love my city, man. Born and raised, bro.
Absolutely, that's a dope thing. Because when you think of Massachusetts music, you think of the suburbs of Boston. Or I shouldn't even say the suburbs of the actual neighborhoods: Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan. Yeah. But if you go, absolutely, shout out to all them. But if you go south a little bit, you come into this area of just art and inspiration. That's crazy to see. Yeah. Obviously, you got all these studios. One comes to mind as the Sound Lab down there. Of course, shout out to them.
Street,
But adding your name into that list of dope artists is going to be amazing to see. Because when the outside eye breaks down Massachusetts, and especially when they listen to like all the rappers and stuff like that, even if you don't rap, even just you sing whatever where you come from, you're gonna have an identity. Like there's definitely a Brockton sound. Yeah, I can definitely tell. Like
it's becoming that way. It wasn't always like that. I'm keep it real. Like, it wasn't always like that. But like I said, we came a long way. Starting to develop some real good originality. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
Starting to but it, like I said, it wasn't always like that. But definitely curating a really dope sound. You know what I'm saying? And just a really good culture. So.
And that's what's important. That's what's going to drive this music stuff. You know,
hell yeah.
obviously, you know, you get it on the radio and stuff like that, but it starts with the culture.
Yeah,
you know, it's got to cultivate from somewhere. Absolutely.
For sure.
So, and one thing from diving into your dope music, you're very proud of your religion, or is what you know you told me is the 5%er knowledge, and it's evident, absolutely evidence in your music. So, why is it important for you to incorporate that stuff into your music where other people may not do so?
Now there's definitely there's quite a few guys out there, industry and local, you know what I'm saying, that support and represent the same thing. But really, man, it's just, you know, like simply put, it's just a belief system. You know what I'm saying? It's like a way of life. Yeah. So, you know, simply put, I just put it in the music. You know what I'm saying? It's what I believe in. You know, and
real
like,
quick, where did that stuff like originate from, or something like that? Because I'm really not, not too keen on. I think it originated in,
I don't know the exact borough, I forget, but it's somewhere in New York for sure. Yeah. It's like a derived from like Islam. You know what I'm saying? Like the Nation of Islam. You know what I mean? And so it's like a little brother to that. You know what I mean? But just a couple different beliefs and everything, but yeah, I think it originated in New York, and then, I mean, that's because I think they have a Mecca out there in Harlem. I want to say, shout out them. Absolutely. I've never been, but I definitely want to go one day. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, man, like I said, it's just a way of life, man. It's a belief system. You know, and I'm pro-black. You know what I mean? I don't shy away from that, so it's a big part of it as well. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And, you know, listening to your lyrics, I can tell, like, you know, there was almost a struggle growing up and stuff like that. You know, the environment you grew up in
for sure.
is just what it was, but you took it and you made it into your art. And it's actually takes me back to a quote that O'Shea Jackson Jr. said in Straight Outta Compton when he was portraying his father. He was like, I just want to make sure I say it correctly. Art being the reflection of the reality. So art is our reflection of our reality.
Absolutely, man.
And what that kind of that kind of like makes me think about is kind of like all the rappers that, you know, have been caught up in the legal system, whatever troubles with the law they have, they go to court. Like, for example, this Young Thug thing with the whole YSL court, like they're trying to use his 100% free thug. Are you kidding me? They're trying to use his lyrics against him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So I'm just curious, like, for someone who did, you know, grow up a little rougher than other people may have and who does rap about that stuff, you know, what do you think about, like, the justice system trying to screw over these rappers like that? Because in a way, that's not really incriminating on themselves. Like, it was said, that's just a reflection of what they experienced.
Right. At the end of the day, you know, I mean, obviously I don't agree with it. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, you know, it's just artistic expression. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's kind of like, I forget exactly who said it, but it's almost like we're telling the news, you know what I'm saying, in a sense. Depending on who you are, the type of music you make, but for the most part, like somebody that's in the streets or like a thug, whoever, you know, you're telling the news, you're reporting on what you see around you. Or, you know what I mean, maybe whatever the case, you're reporting on the people around you. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like you're making it into a creative way, something where you can kind of tell that story to people who don't live that life, you know what I'm saying, aren't in that environment. I'm saying could teach somebody some things, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't agree with it, but, I mean, you know.
Right. Because as I've said, you know, ever since the beginnings of rap, especially from its birthplace in New York, you know, that was the culture.
Right.
A lot of, you know, these old school rappers, they grew up, you know, around drugs or gang violence. Yeah. So if they're going to rap about it, I mean, you know, would you rather them lie? No, because, you know, I really don't. A lot of people do lie. Exactly. You know, that's what makes a rapper more than anything is how authentic you are. Right, exactly. And, you know, obviously, you know, I didn't grow up in that stuff, but being a consumer of it, that's what makes me like it, because it's like, all right, you know, me and Thug had way different childhoods. Yeah. You know, 100%. You kidding me? Like beyond that, but he makes so good music, and it's about what he went through. So the case that he's going through right now, that's why it sucks for like his fans and stuff like that, because they've enjoyed his music like that, and to see the legal system kind of be like, oh, well, you rapped about it, so you must have did it. Well, it's like, how do you know that? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? How do you know he wasn't, like you said, reporting the news, and he just saw, you know, his friend got shot or his friend was selling drugs? It's like, there's gotta be a thing in the legal system where you can't use art against somebody. Right. Because what if he, like, okay, let's say he wasn't a rapper. What if he painted it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, is that going to incriminate him?
Put it in movies, man. I would think there's like more violence in movies and things of that nature than there is in music. And it's visual.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's visual.
And
it's... I mean, not to cut you off, like...
No, yeah.
You know, and music is... You know what I'm saying? It's sonically... You know what I'm saying? It's sonics. You know what I'm saying? It's waves. So, you know, it's gonna affect your brain and your body different. Obviously, it makes you dance. It makes you move. You know what I mean? So, there's that aspect to it. But I feel like... When you're watching something with violence, it's a little bit different than when you're just listening to it. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think it lasts in your brain more.
Yeah.
Because you're actually like...
Because you're seeing, you're
exactly,
seeing the visual.
You know what I'm saying? You're seeing and hearing.
And
with music, you're just hearing.
Some people just don't know how to separate the art from the... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what... Now that we getting older and stuff like that, we gotta start getting that because it's getting ridiculous. But to get back to that point, if people do not know, I think Meek Mill was actually, and I believe Jay-Z were fighting for protection laws against lyrics to not be used in criminal court cases for like rappers or whoever may be making that music, and they get caught up in the law. So hopefully change is coming because I think it should be.
For sure.
But to get back to your music as well, another thing that you make it known in your songs is the pride you feel as a father. Yeah. And all the the responsibility you feel to take care your children. Yep. This is something kids, I could 100%. I can really tell it brings you joy and purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
And being the artist you are, and as life goes on, how important is it for you to kind of leave a legacy for your children through music, and maybe eventually if they want to do it, the lessons you can teach them about what it takes to be a musician.
It's super important, man. Like. That's my legacy. Those are my legacies right there.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm not here, I need them to, that's the goal. I want them to anything they want to do, fund themselves or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to provide that. You know what I mean? So, that's why I do it. That's why I do it. Like before I had them, it was selfish. You know what I'm saying? I had these obscure hip hop dreams and you know what I'm saying? But now it's a blessing because it changed the trajectory of the music I make. You feel what I'm saying? So like it's, made me mature faster in that sense artistically, you know what I'm saying, and definitely was a blessing, and I go hard for them, man. I go hard for my tribe, man. They, try and make them proud. You know what I'm saying?
How old are they right now?
My son is 15. Shout out Jalen, and my daughter is Amaya. She's 3.
Oh, there you go. Shout out to you. Yeah, post-pandemic blessing there, right there. That's what's up, bro. Congratulations, by the way. I know he's 3 years old, but you know what I'm saying? That's still young in this world.
That's my twin for real.
Yeah, and that's good. Your older son actually gets to experience being a bigger brother too. So that's dope. Yeah, that's dope as fuck.
For sure.
And we've talked outside of the pod, just preparing for this stuff and taking a deep dive in your music. Obviously, the stuff from 2021. Yeah. I could tell like there's an evolution. So, you know what I'm saying?
The growth. Yeah.
So the growth from 2021, and real quick, I think you can get off topic. When did you start rapping though?
Man, I started rapping. I've been rapping for a long, long time, like since high school. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I really started putting music out for real, like between 2013, I dropped like a mixtape. Okay. No one probably even knows about this except like my close people. Like I dropped a mixtape, the SHA Illuminati tape, right?
Ooh, okay.
I'll put you on. It was on Dat Piff. It's probably not up anymore. Oh, God damn.
Rest in peace. But yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah.
We'll make it work. But it was that. That was my first official drop of anything, like putting out to people. And then after that, I was just dropping like SoundCloud records here and there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But in between that, just sharpening my craft, like my homie's crib in a corner with the mic in his room. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I've been really for a while. You know what I'm saying? And then really started like being like, you know what? Now let me like stop playing around. Probably really the 5 PCP dinner. And that was 2021. There you go. Because I had taken a break. I had taken like 2 years off between 2018 and up until that point, like 2020. 20, yeah. I was recording stuff, and then that's when I put it together. 21. So yeah, man, it's like it's been a long time coming for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because I can tell you're back in full force. I mean,
absolutely.
I have to say, I think your best project up until this point is 1-800-GOT Talk.
Absolutely.
I can that, man. Like I've been spending that, like I said, front to back since preparing for this. Listening on the way here, was listening to it yesterday, all last week, and I could tell because we'll get into the album you're dropping next week at the time of this recording.
Oh, single.
Oh, it's a single. My bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I could tell that you're very proud of 1-800-GOT Talk. It's kind of, it's not like, you know, your piece de resistance, but it's like, that's your first, like, you know, I got that. You know, I got this. Yes. So kind of take me through the process of making that album front to back and the message you wanted to send making that album.
Yeah, so, you know, I dropped Sun Gazing 2021 as well. Yeah. And after that, I kind of went on like, I guess you can call it like a spiritual awakening. Like I've been in spiritual process for a while anyways, but it took its peak around that time. You know, COVID just happened. I kind of had a lot of time for myself, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, I kind of went into this whole thing and I created Sun Gazing. And after that, I just wanted to, I guess like I wanted to try to be, because Sun Gazing was just kind of just try to make it cohesive, but it was really just a bunch of created songs put together. 1-800 God Talk, I try to like, I want to say tell a story, but just try to be a little bit more vulnerable in certain aspects.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Try to just grow with the production.
Yeah. Right.
And just my pen was getting sharper. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? So, and I actually wanted to talk more about my belief system. You know what I'm saying? Hence the Farrakhan shirt in the front. You know what I mean? But yeah, man.
Even the name of the album.
You know the name of the album. The name itself has, I think, 7. Well, God Talk has 7 digits. It's an important number in the 5% Nation.
There you go.
So yeah, man. It was just more so. I just wanted to push myself really and just create something that was like undeniable for real. Definitely. And just kind of grow from the past couple projects that I've done, songs that I've dropped in between that time. But yeah, that's my baby right there though. You know, like the whole process was dope. I mixed it in pretty much in Sound Lab.
Hey,
all
shout
of them.
out
Yeah,
to them.
It was all
Absolutely.
mixed and mastered in Sound Lab.
Big salute there.
Shout out Teddy, he mixed that all up. And yeah, man, it's you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, it's trying to put that out and make a stamp for everything afterwards. Yes. You know what I mean? So that's kind of really what I was going for.
Yeah, and I can kind of tell, like, as you've explained it, it's kind of like not really like your starting point, but it's like you said, you know, the really getting back into dropping stuff ever since post-pandemic, you know, getting in touch with, like, your belief system. Yeah. This is kind of like that piece. And honestly, before you said vulnerability, I really didn't think of that, but actually going back and remembering some of the songs you said, I could tell about that because you really did a good job telling the story of yourself and your experiences through that. And actually one song that, you know, really stood out to me, and I think it's my favorite song off the project, I gotta say, is Break Bread. That's a great song right there.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the good ones people were spinning for a while.
And there's a couple lyrics from there that did stand out to me first. And I want to make sure I read this right, because it's actually I want to ask you a question about like the experience you did. So it was, I remember days in my Uncle Whip where we used to play Jay-Z, Wu-Tang, and Busta shit. Couldn't get enough of it. Plus my father raps genetically. It's inside of me. So that, you know, that makes me believe, you know, you came from a rapping background like that,
huh? Yeah, man. Well, my family really, like, my grandfather was in like a Cape Verdean band, played like guitar a little bit.
That's cool.
I got a lot of my music taste from my uncle and my aunts. All different stuff though, like a super eclectic guy, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to music. But my uncle, yeah, man, he put me on to like, bro, I was like 7 years old. And it was 97 Toyota Corolla, bro. Wow. And he was just bumping the tapes like Wu-Tang, Busta, Hove, like everybody. You know what I'm saying? He had collecting CD covers, so I was looking at, you know, Liquid Sword cover. I was in love with that cover when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, so him and just, you know, my father, rest in peace, him, man. He
rest in peace.
Appreciate that. Yeah, when he was younger, cause he passed when he was 21. So between the age of say 19 and that, he got an honorable what's it called?
Honorable discharge.
Yes, from the Navy.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to do the music.
And he was serving in the military.
Yeah, for a little bit, yep. And but you know, he left to pursue the music. He was going to New York. Like, I got a dope picture. I should have brought it for you, but I got a dope picture. I don't know who's in the room with them, but he was in a studio in D&D Studios. And this was like 88, 89 maybe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think this was before. I know DJ Premier had bought that studio out, but this is way before that. But yeah, man, he did music. You know what I'm saying? He did music. So, you know, I feel like those lines right there, just those two worlds tied in, you know what I'm saying, is really just like the influence why it's in me for real.
No, that's super interesting because, you know, he was basically in there before, you know, the Nas rise to power, the Jay-Z rise to power, because all that really came in the 90s.
Right.
So he just was getting in there at that time, you know, especially New York. Because
Yeah.
at the time, 89, you know, Herc started in 75, I want to say it was either 77, 75. But even
Yeah.
still, that's still
Yeah.
less than 20 years before hip-hop actually started.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that's actually
Exactly.
cool that, like, you know, you have it in your bloodline that you were, or your father was right there at the door of hip hop becoming this
Yeah.
big national thing. So it actually is very evident that, you know, you actually take hip hop very seriously, like
Oh
you
yeah.
do,
Yeah.
and actually your talent as it is, because I can clearly tell.
Yeah. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
of
Oh
course.
yeah. Absolutely, man.
But rest in peace to Pops, and thanks for his
Shout
service. I
out.
gotta say
Man, I
that.
appreciate
100%.
that. What up?
Another thing, another lyric I should say that really stood out to me was digging through my pockets of my jeans, minimum green. If rap don't work, get a degree in straight pharmacy.
Yes,
That
sir.
shows a hustler spirit out you. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it also reminds me of Chief Keef kind of quote that he said. He was like, because recently, you know, we've been seeing a lot more artistically from Chief Keef. Like he's really grown as like a
Yeah. Shout out.
person.
He's super
And
inspirational.
exactly, and it's dope to see. But one thing that was like kind of sad was like, for what he got famous off of in the music, he said he's like, I had no choice
Yeah,
but to participate in you know, dealing drugs
Right,
or
right.
gang violence. You know, of course he wanted to go to school. Of course he wanted to, you know, expand his creativity more like an art school, but he couldn't because of the environment he was in. A lot of rappers experience that, you know, where they're stuck in this environment. Of course they want to get out, but it's so deep in the shit that it's like, you know, I can only survive here. So if you had to give a message to, like, you know, an up and coming rapper or like a younger child growing up in that environment, you know, what would that be?
Shit. Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. That's one. But like, you know, just try to surround yourself with a good support system and people that's not going to be, you know, yes men and just negative all the time and just got something going on positive in their life too. So that way you can kind of see like, oh, I can do these things and I don't have to just, you know, kind of be stuck in that box mentally.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you're at. Where you're at doesn't determine like who you become. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
get out that bullshit. But like, yeah, man. I mean, just have a good support system around you, man. Just have a good support system around you. If you don't have family, just try to, you know, have some good friends, man, that can kind of help you because, you know, shit's hard. You know what I'm saying? Shit's really hard.
This
So
life shit really ain't easy, bro.
yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's really it, you know? I mean, shit, that's what I did, man. I just, no, I didn't grow up perfect. We didn't have everything, you know what I'm saying? And, but I just made sure, and I made mistakes, but, you know, I just made sure, like, you know, I just, you know, stayed on the right path as much as possible by making sure I got my family in my corner, you know what I'm saying? Making sure my homies, you know, my homies be checking me though, you know what I'm saying? So thank God I don't really got to worry about that too much. But
That's why they're
yeah,
good
that's
friends,
what
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? That's what I would say, man. It sounds simple. It's easier said than done, but you just do those things, man, it should be fine, you feel me?
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. 100%. That was very good. That was a very good quote right there. Hope people listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because what you're saying is facts. And the last thing I kind of want to talk to you about God Talk is the production obviously is excellent. You know, the beat choice are excellent. But what's even more excellent is your versatility on it.
Yeah.
You know, you got a lot of different type beats in there.
Yeah.
Especially on like the first couple of tracks. I was like, oh shit, you know, because some of them I could
yeah.
like, I feel like people could dance to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There's some real
brain
shit.
fluid,
Yes,
brain
exactly.
fluid.
There's
Yeah,
some
yeah.
real
Track
shit.
3, yeah.
There's some dance shit, and there's like, you know, some vibey shit. So
yeah.
it's like, how important was that for you to show off your versatility and prove that, you know, I ain't no one trick pony.
Right.
I could actually get my shit done on multiple beats.
Right, yeah, super important. I mean, just even the artists I'm inspired by, excuse me, and who I listen to. You know, I didn't want to like experiment too crazy, but you know, definitely wanted to. I just rap over just some boom bap shit, and, you know, some lo-fi stuff. You know, I just want to, yeah, like I said, I just want to like, you know, I want to show that I can do more than just that. You know what I'm saying? And I got good taste. I feel like.
Definitely.
And it's funny, like all the production on there is from like YouTube and shit, but like, you know, so, but it's, you know, sometimes not a bad thing because you get to kind of find exactly what you're looking for, you know, but yeah, I mean, definitely wanted to just express versatility and show range, you know what I'm saying? The range.
There is
important.
I was going to say, there's a lot of
know?
range on that tape.
Yeah.
For as like the 8 tracks as it is, you could tell there's definitely like, if you made, you know, a 15 track album, you could tell there's even be more range. But I think, yeah, definitely it's the versatility and range of how you approach these beats is what really stands out too.
Yeah, and I have a problem too. Like I don't know if I got like ADHD or something. I don't know, but like I don't like to just keep making the same type of music.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like if you listen, like the growth from the projects, probably from 5 Piece to God Talk, like it's still you can sense the where I'm trying to go with it.
Yeah.
Um,
Bit of an
it's
urgency in there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But really, it's just that I just wanted to be like, yo, you know what? Like, yo, I could do this too. Yeah, I could do this too. Like, I see y'all do that. I could do that too.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of prove it to myself even too. You know. So
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. But actually, one thing I didn't know is you were part of a collective.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
well,
saying? So
more so a label.
Label, all right, where? So take me through that. Walk me through that. Tell the good people what it is.
Product and Play, you know what I'm saying? Product and Play. Go follow that on IG too, just Product and Play. Yeah, shout out V, shout out Rock, man. Shout out Darius, shout out Packy, shout out TP, shout out Phil, shout out Arcade.
Oh, y'all got a roster.
Yeah, we deep, man. We deep. You know, we put something nice together.
And you
everybody from Brockton.
I was gonna say you're all from Brockton. Okay.
Kane's from the UK actually.
Whoa, that's what's up.
Yeah, Kane's from the UK. You know, we got a chef too, out in Vegas, extended family. But that's the homie. Yeah, man, we try. Oh, Starsky too, man. My man Starsky back there, you know. But yeah, man, we just trying to do something a little different. You know what I'm saying? We got some guys. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, man, I joined. Let's say what, like, it was 3 years ago.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pulled up on me in the whip outside my crib. Rock, my homie Rock was like, "Yo, bringing V through. Like, I want to talk to you about something." And yeah, they just pitched what the plan and the goal was and the idea, the blueprint. They allowing me to be free and do what I know how to do.
Yeah.
And it just made sense. I mean, I knew these guys for a while, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, Product and Play. There's not too much more I can say about that except like, yo, we on the way.
We on the way, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Because that's a good thing too. Because a lot of Massachusetts-based artists are product collectives. Obviously, what stands out first is Van Buren and Feed the Family. But I know personally, my guys that Stay Saved, they're very excellent. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, you got the new Dream Team. That's not, Devo has said that's not really a collective, but it's a group of artists doing their thing. But I like to think that in Massachusetts, teamwork really works. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're a sports state. You know what I'm saying? We see these Red Sox, Bruins, Celtics, Patriots all win championships off the Patriots, off the backs of playing a team sport. You know what I'm saying? So I think from an outsider's perspective, because obviously I'm not part of a collective or a label of stuff, but if I look at it like that, it's like, that's Massachusetts culture. Right. We got a winning culture up here. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's why if one team sucks, it's so foreign to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why we're going through a tough time right now.
With the Patriots, right. Absolutely, yeah. The outlook ain't looking great. Yeah. But I feel like that reflects into the music culture. Because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
Because once you see that winning growing up, you're like, damn, like I want to do that in this field.
Yeah.
So I can definitely appreciate somebody of your caliber being in a collective, and obviously shout out to all the other collectives out there doing their thing.
Yes, sir.
Because that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, appreciate that, man.
Of course. So moving on to your next single, Real as Ever. It's dropping at the time of this recording. It'll be dropping a week from today, right? Today's the 15th. It's the 22nd. All right, yeah. So is this
shout out Sun Jin, produced the record out in Korea.
Wow, so, damn, you international with it.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
How do you find all these guys? Just online?
IG actually, he tapped in with me. He tapped in with me, just like my stuff, and he's like, "Yo, just check out my beats." It's like, all right. Checked them out. He sent me 2 packs, and I found some stuff, and this one just resonated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wrote it on the spot and put it together. But yeah, man, he just hit me up on IG. You know, I was like, "Oh, I bet."
Yeah.
Same thing with Kane and Chef, just all on IG. The other homies, like, I know them from the city.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Yeah, man, just finding me on IG. Shout out
Damn,
IG.
that's excellent, because, because a lot of people, when they know me, the first experience they do have with me is IG. Obviously, when I first discovered you was at the Sound Lab, but ever since, of course, 100%. Testing Lab. That's a legendary event. Any artists listening, if you haven't been there yet, please get there, because that's how you get your music heard.
Yes, sir.
But, and we even tapped in on IG and stuff like that, and that's how a majority of how I know a lot of these Boston rappers or like musicians is through, mostly IG, sometimes Twitter, but it is mostly IG. And then it's putting the face to the name and stuff like that. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. My boy Isaac Groove, actually, and I didn't tell this last time he was on, was I had been following him for a while. Then I seen him at an event and I introduced myself. I was like, "Hey man, I'm this," and he was like, "Oh shit, that's you." You know what I'm saying? So it's important for people to put the face to the profile. Yeah. But in this case, you're taking it to a whole nother level. You know, you're expanding international waters like that.
Yeah, man.
So that's
trying my best.
I think is gonna be a catalyst of how more music gets played from Massachusetts to the world.
Yeah.
Because you know, I don't like to think that Massachusetts artists, they don't limit themselves, but a lot of them could be stuck in like, oh, you know, I need to get Massachusetts going first for music before I pop off, and it's like, no, you don't. You know, you a 4-hour train ride for New York, you know, 6 hours on a plane to LA, 3 to Miami, 2 to Atlanta. And also, the world ain't just Massachusetts, bro. Exactly. It ain't just all New England. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Rap has grown to the point where it's now the #1 genre worldwide, replacing rock and roll, which held it for like, I think a good like 60 years almost.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? As long as you know how to market your music, obviously it's got to be good, but as long as you have the keys and the business plan to market your music, you're gonna shine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People are gonna take notice. Whether that's using a hashtag that says like Korean rap or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? I actually learned that from one of my first episodes that we ever dropped with our guy Bugsy from the South End. He had gotten big in Europe, and he had gotten like placement on European playlists in France and like Germany and areas like that. So it really comes down to how do you market yourself, not just to the state you live in, but to the world.
Yeah, that's absolutely important.
Because no matter what size artist you are, if you know you just started or you a major guy, all the eyes of the world are on you.
Right.
You know, it ain't just the state you from.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
There's so many, like, it's not that it's necessarily like I mean, I guess it could be a good and a bad thing, but there's so many artists in Massachusetts now, like, compared to 7 years ago or something, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
There's so many that, like, it can kind of get oversaturated. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Who you want to, like, what ears you want to capture, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, yeah, that's why, I mean, I'm consider myself lucky that, you know, these guys hit me up and you know, kind of rocked with my shit because, you know, I wouldn't, prior to that, I wouldn't have known anybody in Korea that produces dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Right, and even Kane in UK, you know? So, yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man, and hopefully that can kind of open opportunities for the city as well, or just other people in the state. And I'm sure there's other people in the state that I'm not the only one, you know, but just more of that, you know what I'm saying? To really start bringing in outside, like across the water ears to overhear what we doing, you know? Yeah. So I mean, part of this, part of the plan.
A big thing that a lot of people do say is, you know, we got a lot of colleges, so, you know, you can tap in for that crowd. Like, that's a start, of course, but...
I'm definitely trying to do that. So college radio and shit?
Easy, because, like, I actually, when I was in college, I was on the radio. Okay. Like, I was only doing sports, but if I had to have, like, a kid and he'd be in the same spot, I'd tell him, yo, like, do this music, because I could send you everybody's radio plays all clean, that you can do it, and you can be the first of its kind at this station. Because it was actually at LaSalle in Newton, where my guy Noble actually went to as well. And Nicole, shout out Nicole. But yeah, you know, that was a big thing that I remember Benzino actually saying recently on a podcast from, I believe it was the Franchise Report. He was like, you know, there is no major urban radio type station out the city. You know what I mean?
He's right, though.
No, he's right, because there is Jam in 94.5.
I mean, yeah,
but they play that stuff late at night when no one's when barely anyone's listening to radio, or or unless it's the person who's on the radio actually listening to a couple of their friends. So I still think in that realm there's major work to be done.
Yeah,
but
I feel that.
As you were talking about this saturation part of it, you know, podcasting, as someone who does it, it can feel that way, definitely. Yeah. But I say this to people who do think that is like, okay, but what we're doing in Massachusetts is at least highlighting the people that should be highlighted. Yeah. So my, you know, Turntable Teachers does that. Yep, CWTFB does that. I do that. You know, we do it in different ways, but there's also the ones that do it in like a comedy way. So for like Bad for the Community, Islip Boston, those are some excellent podcasts. Yeah, you know, we're in a great spot in terms of that. However, I can see why the oversaturation may be a thing, because a little fun fact, there's like, I think it grew. I think this is like now 3 million podcast shows. But you want to know
just in general,
just in general, like in just in general. And I was like, "There's no way that's true." And I looked up. It was something ridiculous like that, because I'm like, "Wow."
Yeah, it's definitely been a crazy emergence of podcasts. But just all different variations. But what the
thing is, I think it was like 90% of them don't get past 8 episodes.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this is episode 83. Mike's on, you know what I'm saying? Give us the skin, brother, right there.
Yes,
Mike's
sir,
on
yes, sir.
episode 109.
I have 175.
Oh shit.
Yes, sir.
Oh well, yeah, because the guest speaker series, but the guest speaker series is what 109.
110.
110. All right, I was close.
Okay.
But yeah, you know,
Good shit,
C Dub's on 232 or something like that. So
Yeah.
you know, you really gotta like, if you do them, obviously pat yourself on the back, but especially like if you have artists who've been in the game for like 10, 15 years, even yourself who's still coming up, but you know, you have the experience of when you started in 2013 making that SoundCloud stuff up until now. You know, you really just got to clap it up for yourself. You got to clap it up for the people that are pushing this shit. You got to clap it up for the people that are allowing voices to be heard that wouldn't regularly be heard.
Right.
Because is this your first interview?
Yeah, it is.
It is, and I'm very happy about that. I
Me
love,
too.
you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to you, man. I appreciate
100%.
that.
And I
love.
love being people's first interview. I love being people's first time at a couple of other stuff, on some jokes. You know what I'm saying? But you know, because it's like, because that's the whole reason, kind of why I started. You know, I did have a lot of friends who rapped, but it's like, okay, I'm not good at like the studio stuff, like the ones and twos. I couldn't produce. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It just ain't me. You know what I mean?
You used to try to rap before?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I got, fun fact, speaking of SoundCloud, there is some stuff from like, do I want to say 2013? Maybe like 2014 to like 2017, maybe. around that time that it's, I don't know where it is, but if you find it, you find it. I'm just going to let you right now, it's not good.
You gotta give me a
You know what I'm
name or
saying?
something.
It's not good. No, it's still repeat. I was still like, that's the only reason, that's my name because I'm a junior. Like my dad's, you know, my name too. He's a senior. But yeah, that someone was like, "Oh, repeat." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh shit, yeah," because I'm a junior. Yeah, that makes sense.
Nah, yeah, that's kind of fine.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I go by like that name on here and like, you know, my usernames and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, there is some forgotten repeat songs out there. I ain't showing you where they are, but I know they're out there. But yeah, just, you know, going back to, you know, why we started this or why, you know, I kind of got into the broadcasting thing. Like, you know, I had a lot of friends.
Right.
And I was like, you know, their voices should be heard because the music's getting played, but like, no one knows about them in the sense of like their backstory. So like yourself, like your story about your father, your kids, you growing up in Brockton, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, well, you know, that's got to change. And, you know, 2020, I consider like 2019 to like 2020 is a great year for like the Boston platforms because Museum TV were doing their thing. It's Lit had just won the first ever music podcast of the year at the BMAs. CW just started at the top of 2020. We came in October. Bad for the Community started like a couple months after that. So, you know, the growth of independent platforms of the city is good to see. I just would like to see more of the first time interviews. I would like to see more, you know what I mean? I would like to see more of, and understandably, everybody can't just get an interview because they rap.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
They got to have an interesting story or at least a come up of an underdog story, which you got, plus you're a great rapper. So, you know what I'm saying? That's two things right there. But,
and there's a lot of, man, there's a lot of people or artists. There's a lot of artists out here that I feel like. No, I'm not gonna just name all of them. But I mean, there's so many of them anyway. But there's a lot of artists I feel like don't get their just due like that. Yes. Or opportunity.
Opportunity, you know right? Absolutely.
Like, but I feel you though. I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if they're repeated guests or something like that, I mean, they're obviously doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's respect. But I feel you. There's a lot of people out there that should definitely, you know what I'm saying, be introduced in a different way. Absolutely. So shout out you for having that mindset
100%. I salute that. But because, you know, I've only been in the studio for a year, so any guests that I would bring back on the pod were from the Staples time, which I don't even consider like, in a way, I don't consider like a comeback to the pod in a way. You know what I mean? Because it's just a whole new era of stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's good growth there. And it's just, again, being a consumer, because, you know, you can be in the field all you want, but you're also a consumer of it. So listening to other people's music, listen to other people's podcasts, in a way, you really got to clap it up. So if you're doing anything out there in the state, I salute you. 100%.
Salute for real.
But to go, 100%. But to go back to Real as Ever, you know, it's the next single dropping a week from this recording. Is this kind of like a teaser for the next album, or is this kind of like, you know, starting because you have dropped some stuff already this year, but I know that like as I can kind of see on the Apple Music, it's kind of like couple singles, then the album.
Yeah. Because 100 God Talk dropped 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do something for the 2-year anniversary.
Okay.
Yeah, so we talk off camera and shit.
Of
But
course,
yeah, man, real as ever. Yeah, next Thursday, August 22nd, and it's really just a single, man. I just wanted to be more consistent. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I could be a lot more consistent.
Yeah.
And I'm loving the stuff that I'm writing now. The pen is super sharp right now, super focused. I'm getting a lot of great production, you know, and it's I don't have to go to YouTube anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I'm getting a lot of great production from the homies, and yeah, I just kind of want to like, I'm kind of like, it's weird, like I'm not resetting anything, but I kind of want to take a step back to kind of almost like reset the buzz.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm growing with the music as far as sonically, so I kind of want to take a step back, drop some singles, and then hit people with the project, so that they really pay attention to it and it does what it's supposed to do. But right now, yeah, I just got that single, super dope record, kind of like a nice jazzy feel, you know, and I guess I'll say, yeah, man, I'm working on a mixtape for real.
Okay, there we go.
But like Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, that type of elk. You know what I'm saying? You know, so yo, if the DJs out there that feel like they want to host it, yo, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? Got some dope ideas.
100%.
But that's what I'm really working on next. You know what I'm saying? So cats out the bag with that, and that's gonna be, you know, not on DSPs. I'm just gonna find a creative way to put it out for the people. You know what I'm saying? Put some good marketing and promo behind it. And then possibly end of fourth quarter, early next year, probably get a project or two.
That's what's up. Hey, listen, if you need anybody to host, I'll be honored to. You know what I'm saying?
Word. Appreciate
we're gonna talk about that. But before we get out of here, as I've said, you know, previously, I just wanted to thank you, obviously, for your enthusiasm about coming on here and your energy. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of shit that really keeps me going. So it's really refreshing to finally meet somebody who we've been kind of talking to over the last couple months about getting on, and you finally coming on. This was a dope interview. I love learning about your past, you know what I'm saying, about what makes you an artist. So shout out to you, SHA.
Appreciate it.
Anybody you want to shout out right now, please be the time to do so.
Man, shout out my family, first and
100%.
foremost.
Shout out the fam.
Shout out Allah, you know what I'm saying, for waking me up every day, making me, you know, continuing to push on. Shout out the state. Shout out Brockton, but shout out the state for real, man. Like, it's impressive. It's an impressive time, an important time for us. Shout out the team. Shout out Brockton Play, the family. Shout out the extended family, man. Shout out Stepped On Records, man. Lil Zay, Dapper. Shout out Bundy. Shout out everybody. Shout out G-Dot. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's really it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out the kids. Feel me? Shout out this vintage essential shirt.
Oh, we got vintage shit on.
Shout
All
out
right,
DJ. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and shout out you, man. Shout out the platform for real. Y'all doing something important, and I'm honored to be here.
And of course, I appreciate you for coming on. 100%.
Appreciate that.
And as an announcement, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't already know, anytime an artist comes on, I add their music to our official Say That playlist on Apple Music. So SHA's music will start to appear on there. Stuff from 1-800 God Talk and a couple of other older stuff. It's fantastic. But obviously with my past couple of artists like Caesar, Trill Manny, Isaac, Neek, their stuff is going to be on there as well. The link is in our bio on Instagram to go find the playlist. Or you can look up Say That playlist on Apple Music. Just make sure you use the exclamation point after the that. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that has been this great episode. I want to thank SHA again for coming up all the way from the 508. Like I said, I know that drive was a little tough, but you made it up here. We got it done.
Man, I had to do it, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's a great interview. And please stick around for our next video in which I know he's going to drop some heat. So you're going to want to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
He's telling me he's been prepping. So make sure you check out that freestyle.
Yes, sir.
And as always, please, if you like this video, please leave a like and comment on it. And please hit that subscribe button to help grow the platform. And as always, follow us on Instagram, say_that_pod. SHA, where can they find you on socials?
Yeah, IG, World Order SHA. That's about it.
That's about it. Okay. Yeah. That's the only thing I promo on IG.
I'm tripping. YouTube. Just type in SHA, SHA.
Yep.
Subscribe, you know, all that good shit. Yes, IG and YouTube.
There you go. Yeah. All right. And please follow me on Instagram, REPETE617. Ladies and gentlemen, that was excellent. And y'all know my motto here. Don't say this. Say that. Thank you for the help, SHA.
Say that.
And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Word, peace.